Well, good evening, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your metal market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for Wednesday, the 18th of June, 2025. Boy, time is flying by. Remember, you have abbreviated trading session in markets that are open tonight. They'll close early in most cases tomorrow. Not every market will open tonight. And then tomorrow night, you start getting back to the normal trade for the Juneteenth. So just keep that in the back of your mind, all right? Now, let's also talk a little bit about what we've got. On Friday, there's tomorrow, none of this economic data comes out tomorrow. You'll get the Philly Fed Regional Business Activity Index, and they're looking for that to be down 2 points on the reading, and that compares to the prior months with the -4 figure. The Conference Board is going to release their May leading coincident and lagging indicator numbers on Friday at 9 a.m. They're looking for the index to decline 1% from the prior month, which would have been obviously April. Remember, these are always backwards numbers, and they expect the May index off 1%. So that's where you're at. Now, the Fed today, they left the monetary policy unchanged, and they did just what I've been telling you. They're going to say, and they rightly said it, we don't know the impact yet of tariffs. We haven't seen them. The president hasn't even set what the new ones are going to be. So far, the labor market has held up and inflation has stayed tame. But they're expecting to see some reaction. Will it last? Will it embed? I'm using the Fed's words, by the way. That is going to be the big key. So as for the dot plot, they said it. The Fed chair was very clear. He said, it's really not a good thing to go by right now because the members don't know what the tariffs are going to be, what they're going to do. So people are throwing, if you will, darts at the board, just like that. So that gives you an idea as to where that was coming from. We're a bit lower tonight in the stock indices, as you could see. The gold market's down about $20. Silver is down another 17, 18 cents. I like silver on this break. I think you're going to find buyers in the market. In my evening update, I'm putting out signals for a buy. I won't tell you where they're at here, but I've already written it up where it's at. When we're taking a look at the bonds in the note market, you can see that they're stable from what's happened. And in the currency market, while the dollar was up 7, most of the currencies are still reeling from what happened the other day. And that's because nobody knows what President Trump's going to do about Iran. There's so many different variants that he can go with. He could do nothing and let Israel go into an attrition war. He's getting all his armament, if you will, in place because they fully expect that if the U.S. hits Iran, that Iran will try to play havoc with the Straits of Hormuz and whatever they can rally in the peoples, such as Hezbollah and others that might come to their aid, the Houthis. They want to be able to contain things as best as they can. They also realize that wherever they have U.S. bases, the odds favor that the Iranians will throw missiles at them. So the Houthis, the Hamas can't do too much right now. Hezbollah has been quiet right now. We don't know what China's doing. There's been word that China has sent shipments recently to Iran. Are they arms? What are they? People are just asking because they're tracking everything, obviously. When you have the U.S. like it's there, whether it go by land, sea, or air, they know what's going on, where everything is going. And we saw the Ayatollah said no. Iran does not cater in. It's not going to give up its uranium enrichment. And that's the end of that. So where does it go? Who knows? You can see that you're breaking down a bit in the metals. You're not acting like war's imminent. When you look at gold for the week, with all that's going on, you're down 1.2%. Okay? When you look at this gold chart, you haven't run up and made your move. Gold acts a little bit like it's tired right here. It's heard so much, it's done so much that it's just acting a little bit tired. And I say that because you have a higher high and a lower low. That is not a bull move at this point in time. So we'll have to see what it wants to do with that. In all fairness to gold, it has held the bias up because when prices are over the red line, the 18-day average, the bias is said to be up. So this is a pullback in the market with upside bias. But as I just said, short term, it's not trending. You've come up, you didn't make it through the old highs, and you just sort of petered out a little bit. I didn't say bearish. I said petered out. When you look at where it petered out, it's the upper Bollinger Band, which is very important, and momentum is turning down. If it goes under the 18-day average, even with this pattern tonight, it doesn't get bearish, just doesn't do anything. In the gold-silver ratio, silver is still acting better than gold. And when we go to the silver market, it is still embedded. So I am looking for traders to buy the market on the break and bail. If the red line closes under 79, I think they'll get out. If the market can hold here, why not the upper Bollinger Band again? Remember, silver's got the U.S. economy, world economies coming alive. That's going to be what this is all about. The U.S. is sort of paralyzed with our Federal Reserve. They don't know if they should break interest rates, rally interest rates. They're just sort of caught in no man's land. And with the dollar under pressure, and I believe the dollar is still going lower this year, then I look for this market to get bids, anything that's priced in dollars, to have an overall bid. The copper market trying to come up a little bit here. It's starting to act like a market that wants to hold that 18-day average and try to go higher. In the platinum, what did we just say the other day, yesterday? So I don't want to give you the impression I'm talking far away. I said, as long as it can hold this, it can make another run at your upper Bollinger Band if it can stay embedded here. Well, let me bring you right here. Tell me what it did today, and notice where it stopped again, right at that number. Last but not least, the dollar. So we've had what I term a bear market rally, where the market has rallied up to the 18-day average, and now it's got to prove if it can stay over that market, under that market. You finished out the day at 98.46.80, so just over that, let's call it 98.43. Is it going to be able to rally further up to here? Is it going to get fear of the war? No war? What's going to happen next? This is probably the zone that I think it's going to fail at. And no, I don't have a sell signal here. I have a signal not to be long just yet. Why would you buy over that and put a stop all the way down here at 97.23? That's $1,200 risk. I don't think that you're going to see the pros trying to do something like that. Now, one of the signals that we get the most of are outside days. Do you know how to work with them? Do you know the importance of them? I have a course on it, and we get these all the time. So hitting a Bollinger Band, bottom or top, you get all the time, and you do this. This you see, and a lot of traders don't realize the importance. Is it a continuation pattern? Is it a pattern that's ending the market? What happens if you get violation of the outside day high or low on a certain set of circumstances? So I've given you full examples in my course of stocks, futures, ETFs. I review it all the time. My courses come with a 14-day trial to my complete futures research, and I throw in the Spider ETF as well. So you get everything when you get to see this. You also get the charting software that we have right here so that you can play on with that and work right with it. So how do you get the course? It's simple. You just go to iraepstein.com, go to courses. It's right there. Go to the outside day course, sign up for it there, and away you go. There's icons on the top here. Give one of them a click. That'll take you there as well. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great Juneteenth. Remember, futures markets are open in many cases. They'll have abbreviated sessions, and then they'll reopen again at 5 tomorrow.